it could be the kind of thing where where was I going with this?
It's interesting to see how people draw with this application too. Like,
yeah, this is nowhere near how I'd normally draw.
Yeah. But I mean like composition wise, like, you and I would do similar things where we would roughly sketch out very gesturally sketch out things and then refine it over time. Whereas I see some people who you can tell they're beginners, they're almost trying to go from A to B and do connect the dots, where they're trying to draw everything. I guess that's kind of how I was doing it earlier with the cat, and you were doing it with the mouse, where we were kind of just doing it in a more cartoon style. But I definitely prefer to plot things out first, like you're doing here, and then build upon that rather than just draw something like without using guides.
We could just both work on this.
Okay. I'm down.
Or we could duplicate this and work on one each.
Well, if we're both going to work on it, we'll have to. Are we going to do it in an ink outline style or like a painterly style?
Same as before.
Same as before. So I guess if we can agree on a line width, then at least it'll be consistent.
Agreed.
Okay, so
15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
Or is that too thick?
I was on 10, but we can do 15 or 16 if that's easier.
10's okay.
Okay, so we'll go with 10. This is our sketch, so we need another layer. So we're both going to simultaneously ink and color.
I was going to ink first, but we'll have a layer.
Well, yeah, we'll both ink, but we'll color after. Okay, let's just go for it.
Yeah. So you starting down there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll.
It'd be funny if we both started right in the same spot. I noticed that things get a little wobbly when you're zoomed out, but I also don't really want to zoom in because then we won't be able to see what we're both drawing. So
yeah, I haven't zoomed in at all once while using this.
Yeah, I've been just keeping it at the same zoom level pretty much. For this style, there's not really much of a need to zoom, so.
Yeah. It's funny because when I'm using Painter or something like that, I spend the entire time after my initial sketch zoomed in. Apart from when I'm doing a tutorial, I try and zoom out.
Yeah.
As much as possible when doing a tutorial.
Yeah, the tutorials are kind of interesting because mobile's becoming more of a platform for people to watch videos.
Yeah.
And if you've ever tried to a lot of my videos, I'm zoomed out all the way. It makes it kind of hard to see the details of what brushes I'm picking and things like that. So
yeah,
at this point, it's only a fraction of my viewers. So, I think it's fine just to keep on doing it how I'm doing it. But I do try to make a little bit more of an effort, at least in my video courses, to zoom into areas a lot more or highlight areas.
But you notice you don't actually paint for real. When you're doing a commission, it's nothing like how it is when you're doing a tutorial.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Would you say that's right?
Definitely, because the one I'm working on now is going to be a landscape painting one. And what I'd done the last 3 times is I painted it first without doing a tutorial, and then I made a script. So I made bullet points and like really like I could almost publish the script as a tutorial on its own, and then use that finished painting as my visual reference while I did the tutorial. But the problem is every time I do the second painting, it looked like crap compared to the first because I was rushed and I had to go through it really quickly. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do it simultaneously where I pace myself a little bit better and I save more often. That way, if I screw up, I can go back and rework a certain part.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's better or worse. I'm just experimenting with different techniques just to kind of figure out what works the best. But yeah, it's I'm much more comfortable not having to talk and do the tutorial and just paint.
Yeah. I try and stay away from doing the tutorial twice.
Yeah.
You know, once as a practice and twice as the actual tutorial.
Yeah, and then I go back and forth between, am I gonna narrate the piece during or after, you know? And sometimes it's easier one way. And
yeah, I prefer to do it after for quality's sake, but it's a lot more time consuming that way. I've got to say, I'm loving the pen pressure on this app.
mm-hmm.
He's done a great job. The face here is looking like Yoda.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how this is developing. It looks like a cohesive drawing, though. You know what I mean? It looks like
the same brush size,
like a single person. You know, so that's an interesting concept on its own too. You know, we both make something that looks like a finished piece, and then you know somebody looks at it and it's like, can they tell that we both made it or that one of us made it? Can they pick out the areas that one artist did versus the other? Because you know, our it's not like our work looks identical, but I think when you simplify it down though to just lines, there are some similarities in the way that we do things. It's fun to look at your sketch too, and like, you know, clearly it's a bunch of lines, but the fact that I can see, you know, I don't know if it at all matches what you had intended, but if I can see in those lines those shapes that you implied, that's kind of interesting too.
I didn't really intend anything.
Yeah.
I mean, like that video that you saw that I just put up on YouTube the other day.
Yeah.
The smiley face that turned into that horrible freakish clown thing. I didn't even intend to carry on drawing that. It was just a smiley face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just that was just wrong. But for some reason,
it ended up being kind of a creepy looking thing.
Yeah, it was like some horrible clown from a Scary Dream, wasn't it? But yeah, I don't know why. I just liked carrying on drawing that.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of doodle and just make things up, especially when you do a lot of, you know, the kind of art that you have to think about a lot.
Yeah. Can I just, before you join this lineup?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Nice. Good call, because I didn't know what to do with having trouble with the inside of the hands.
Oops, just want to undo that. So it just looked like it needed to be holding something.
Definitely. Nice.
I don't know why.
No, it's good. Because I was going to get stuck on that spot, probably. Something looks weird about that arm, though. Is it backwards?
Um,
I guess not. It's just a weird way for the arm to be bent. Yeah, give
yeah.
him. I'm glad you're giving him a wine cloth. It's kind of dirty there for a minute.
Where's my?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
it's not really.
I see where. Oh, I know what it needs. It needs the fingers from underneath, like because his arms are curled under. I get that. That's like gorilla style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird hand position. I think it needs to be like. Oops. That doesn't look right either.
Well, it's just thumb there, isn't it?
The hand's so the thumb, yeah, the thumb would be over it.
On the top part,
Yeah,
because his hand is kind of curled round on the top of the bone.
it's hard without a reference photo. I'm going to rotate my canvas too. Yeah, that makes it easier. Sometimes that's all you got to do is just rotate.
Yeah. See, it's weird because I can't see the canvas rotated. Do you know what this is? This is reminding me of a Jack Kirby illustration now.
Kind of, yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know Jack Kirby, he's an old Marvel illustrator. The guy who invented a lot of Marvel characters back in the day. Used to work with Stan Lee to come up with a lot of the greats.
It's a good book too, Drawing the Marvel Way.
Oh, yeah, I actually have a copy of it on my shelf somewhere.
Yeah. That's probably one of the first ways I learned how to draw. Not from that book, but my dad was really into drawing and comic book art specifically.
Yeah.
So he kind of showed me some of the stuff like we did here where we blocked out the primitive shapes and then ink over that. And
Yeah. So you saw a lot of drawings like
Oh yeah, like making the head a three-dimensional form first.
Yeah. Basic head shapes,
Yeah.
101. Like
Yeah.
that.
Never really approached heads that way. It's too mechanical, I feel. But I also don't really draw a lot of heads from weird angles. You know, if I do, I just go for it, and then try to fix it later if something's off.
I used to spend a lot of time. Tell you what. Oops, don't know why I did that. Oh, there we go. I've turned off the pencil sketch now. I don't know if you can see that.
I have to turn it off on my end too.
All right.
I figure out which layer it is. There we go.
Isn't that better?
Yeah. Looking good.
I used to spend a lot of time sitting on the steps outside the art gallery in Leeds, drawing just people around me, drawing people walking past, just as little character forms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so spending 10, 15 seconds drawing shapes, dynamic shapes of people.
Yeah, it's
So
really
you
helpful. It's helpful just to do it really briefly and just be able to get the basic shape.
yes,
Yeah,
there's
so
literally
yeah,
be people, but as it went on, you know you'd get more and more. They'd get better and better and better and better,
yeah.
and more developed as well.
I think a lot of it, you know, you're observing each time, and so each time you observe, you start to kind of retain that information, and then you don't have to look for it. You know, you fill in some of the gaps automatically.
Yeah.
Should we add some
And they'd
color?
end up with little hands on like that, and and even having little shoulders, and the rib cages would be more refined, and
Yeah.
you'd have little movements in the hips that you wouldn't notice before.
It's kind of how I like to go about it rather than doing it too polygonal.
Yeah.
I like to use rounder shapes.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got sketchbooks full of that stuff.
Is this
I like
layer?
the little snapping noise it makes as you turn layers on and off.
Really? Mine's not making any noise.
Is it not?
I'm glad it's not. I
Makes
was wondering what that was. I thought you might have been snapping into a Slim Jim or something.
No, it makes a little snapping noise as I turn layers on and off. It's really nice.
Is that going to be the skin color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like that? Do you want to go
Yeah.
for something darker, a bit different?
I think it's fine. I just wanted to make sure. You know, this is kind of relaxing in a way to be able to work on something, but then look up and see that someone else is doing half of the work. Isn't it? Like, wouldn't it be nice if this was like everything you had to work on? You know, it's like, okay, help.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And it's nice to do it while you're just talking as well.
Yeah.
Imagine if every time you rang someone for a chat, it was just like this. Rather than just because while you're just talking to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
you end up just fiddling with something, don't you? Or looking at rubbish on the internet.
Yeah.
How much more productive is this? If you spent 2 hours on the phone talking to somebody,
Yeah, you could have
rather than just spending that time looking on the internet out of one corner of your eye or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you actually created a piece
Yeah.
that you could then put in your portfolio. because this is actually a cracking illustration.
Yeah, it's not bad.
This isn't just something throwaway, is it? I
Well,
think this is actually really nice.
yeah. Well, initially, what I'd seen, which inspired me to do this, is I'd watched a video that another YouTube channel made, and there's just a couple people. I'm guessing they might have been maybe a little bit younger than us, but they're just hanging out and doing basically what we're doing. But they did like a 10-minute challenge where they both they did kind of the same thing where they both kind of drew over each other and then kind of split up, and then they'd both be doing different tasks.
Yeah.
But what they did, I think they didn't have enough time to really do much in 10 minutes. But what they didn't look nearly as finished as this. So this is kind of nice to see that you can do something finished.
I wouldn't even attempt anything in 10 minutes. I mean, to be honest, even in my quick YouTube videos, all I do is I say, right, I'm gonna spend a bit longer and then speed it up.
Yeah.
Because all you can basically do is in 10 minutes do something that looks like trash.
Yeah.
And hope that enough people will watch it and like it. Why not spend a bit longer? Because people do want to watch something quick, but at the same time, people do like speed painting videos.
Yeah. It's hard to find that balance. That last Art Rage live stream I did, everybody was enjoying it except one person came in and they're just kind of busting my balls, but they were like, this looks pretty crappy. And it's like, I've only been working on it for an hour. I'm trying to paint a landscape, and it's like, and
you can't always please your mum, so
yeah,
your mum's always going to be the toughest critic.
Yeah. But it's like, I also admitted up front that whatever I was going to paint, wasn't going to be that great, because honestly, if I'm going to do something that people are going to, think looks cool or really appreciate, then it's going to take me, 3 to 8 hours at least to actually make it, look finished or look the way I want. And that piece I only spent, like an hour or two on, and wasn't all that great.
Yeah, live streaming stuff is always going to be rough anyway.
Yeah. The problem was I can't talk. I'm doing it now because this is a little bit different. I think since I have you to interact with and I'm not trying to like constantly look at comments and stuff, it's easier. Yeah. But the problem is I'd end up just talking and not drawing. I'd watch the recording and I'd literally spend like 15 minutes talking, and then I'd be like, oh, guess I should start drawing again.
Yeah,
go back to drawing.
No, I know exactly what I mean. It's like, well, that's the reason I prefer to do always do my tutorial voiceovers afterwards, because it's difficult to talk and draw at the same time.
Yeah, I'd like to get better at it though, because I feel like I can with practice. It would be a really valuable asset to be able to really just like whip something out and talk at the same time.
I don't know if some people are just naturally gifted at it, or I tend to find that I roll back onto catchphrases, which is something I really don't want to do.
Yeah, but sometimes that's good for branding, like maybe people will remember those catchphrases, can make t-shirts.
Yeah, they're not good catchphrases though.
Yeah, I have things that I say all the time, but I figure it's easier for me to remember what to say if I just memorize the same thing. Maybe I'll change it up a little bit, but I keep it pretty consistent. This is nice. It's like you can do a whole drawing in half the time.
Exactly. Hope you don't mind the pink collar there.
No, I don't mind. Looks good.
I have no idea why you use it.
I don't like that Control is the color sampler rather than Alt.
Yeah. It's a bit weird. But then again, hmm. It started going weird on me.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a bit of lag with the brush.
That's weird.
I don't know if you can see it on your end.
Yeah, it's showing up.
No, I mean the lag.
Yeah, it's looking a little laggy.
Yeah, it's gone a bit stringy.
Hmm.
Do you know what this could do with? Layer lock. You know, so I can't go outside of the.
Yeah, I would like that too. There's a lock, but it probably doesn't lock the layer. Still being laggy?
No, it's freshened up now.
Okay, good.
It's probably my bandwidth rather than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming the program for that.
I think we're doing good. I mean, your audio is more clear than it's ever been, so I think maybe it's just the webcams were eating up too much bandwidth.
That's not good considering I just bought a new one.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's still useful. I mean, you know, there's going to be times where we want to have them on and have them off.
Yeah.
So I just don't think it needs to be on for the whole thing, because I think this is a little bit. I mean, I'm not watching it as a viewer, but you know, if I were, I would think that this would be a little more entertaining to watch than our heads. There's probably a way to incorporate both too, you know, like, and that might eat up more bandwidth, but.
Well, I'd think that Hangouts could just put our heads in the corner and this would be like a screen share, but.
Yeah. It should. Well, it does show your head, but I don't know how much bandwidth that would eat up. It won't show me because I'm screen sharing, but
Right.
I don't need to be seen. I probably make weird faces while I'm drawing anyways.
Yeah, well, if it showed me right now, all it showed me is looking down at the screen. So,
yeah,
me
too.
I wouldn't be brilliant. So, whoa, whoa, could give me some warning. I was not expecting that.
Blew out your eyes there.
That was red. Oh, I have to go and sit in the corner for a while.
It's weird. The color cube is at a different orientation than what I'm used to. So I just tried to make a more saturated red, and I dragged up and to the right, which actually gave me white, thinking that I was in Corel Painter. It was weird. Like, I started painting and I had white. I'm like, wait a minute. It's not right. Can't make a very big airbrush. That's kind of disappointing.
The size of it doesn't go very big, does it? At all.
It's making it kind of hard to do what I wanted to do with the background, but that's okay.
Where's that? I'm just going to sit and watch for a few seconds till I work out what you're working on there.
Just doing some, I don't know, kind of Dawn of Time background. I don't like how these layers go up to the top when you create them. It's trying to make a cast shadow. I don't know if that's working though.
This is weird.
What is?
I'm trying to use the paint bucket, but sorry.
Yeah, paint bucket's a little wonky.
Yeah, it was only filling a couple of. It was only filling a couple of pixels, but I had sample merged on.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. That was
Sorry.
scary.
Yeah. I turned the tolerance up and didn't like me. There you go. Okay, you have to be careful with the paint bucket options there.
Mm-hmm. Oops. What I want to do. I like that.
I thought I'd just add something else in.
Mm-hmm. Because he can't speak yet, so all he can do is convey what it is in pictorial form in a word bubble.
Exactly.
I think that's pretty dang good.
And again, we can always drop a new layer on there. This time, I'll go this side. Oops. Maybe bring that brush size down again. That's nice and done, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say.
Love the background.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Would have been better if I had a bigger airbrush, but I'm scared to even try to blend that because I have a feeling I
Yeah,
just mess it up.
it would be nice with a blender tool, like you said.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe this will gain in popularity a little more, and they'll release a more beefy version.
Well, this is it. I think if with you know with a bit more work, and I think with a bit of input and a bit more work,
Mm-hmm.
this could easily be an amazing tool.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't think it's far off at the moment.
I'm going to try to use it a little bit more. It might become kind of a fad and then maybe I won't care about it. But right now it seems fun and, you know,
Yeah, but it's very usable.
yeah. We'll have to see how it pans out with the audiences and, see if they like it. I would imagine they like it more than staring at two guys' heads the whole time, considering it's supposed to be, we both have art related channels.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a whole lot of comments today, so it's hard to tell if it was enjoyable or not. But I guess we'll find that out when we see the view counts and comments a little bit later. But yeah, we should try to do more of these if you're interested in doing that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'd be.
Well, it's not just that, is it? It's about, once we put these videos up on YouTube for people to enjoy, I'm sure that they'll easily generate a good number of views.
Yeah, I think so too. We can also repurpose them as speed paintings too. That might be kind of.
I was thinking just that. I could imagine these being sped up.
Nice hatching there on the face. Make him look a little dirty.
I was thinking of a black eye. But actually, yeah, just
Oh yeah, got a cave woman tried to take him home.
oh, I feel really bad for him. I did think about having. I'd tell you what, I'm going to put another layer up here. I did think about having the leash and having.
Yeah, he has the collar.
Um, having a T-Rex.
Yeah.
With its tiny arms.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. But kind of pulling him away.
Yeah.
But then I thought better of it.
It'd be kind of fun too. Is like, have you ever done that surreal, or what is it called, exquisite corpse, where one person draws the head and another person draws the body, and then someone else draws the legs?
Oh, and they can't see what the other person's working on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done it, but I've seen it done.
Like we could do that just by hiding the layer visibility. I hide the visibility of the layer you're working on, and then you hide my layer, and then we draw.
That would be good to do next time.
Yeah, I think so.
But what we could do is we could do what we've done here and do the initial doodle.
Yeah.
So everything's in the right place.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, should we call it a day then?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks everybody for watching. This video will be available on both of our YouTube channels, and we'll have some speed paintings of it and all that stuff. Make sure to like and follow us and subscribe us. Lawrence, how can everybody find you?
I am, of course, on YouTube at Lawrence Can Draw, all one word. And you can also find me on Facebook at lawrence.can.draw. And you can just find me at lawrencemann.co.uk.
Yeah. And then, of course, I guess everybody knows where to find me, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to see this video. But for anybody who's tuning in who isn't familiar with my channel, that's youtube.com/Aaron Rutten. Lawrence and I both have a people how to paint. We demonstrate our painting techniques, and we even review products like the Surface Pro, the iPad Pro, and the Cintiqs, and different things like that. I know we didn't give a whole lot of heads up for this particular Hangout, but generally speaking, we do try to give some notification on our Twitter and Facebook and things like that. So make sure to follow us to get updates when we're going to do our next live stream, which hopefully will be sometime in the near future. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
Well, thanks for watching. And be sure to comment, like, and even subscribe to my channel, Lawrence Can Draw. And if you really did like what you saw here, you can see more of it on my website, lawrencemann.co.uk. I'll see you next time.